Hey guys, Steve here from Bloom Audio. In part one, we talked about some of the best IEMs from the $1,000 to $2,000 range, and today we're back to talk about the best of the best, absolute pinnacle of in-ear monitors. Simple fact is there are too many IEMs out there to cover in 20 to 30 minutes of video. And we're also limited by what's been listened to extensively by our team at Bloom. I know I saw a lot of comments about the Nest Mark II, and that's something I have heard and that is excellent, but I didn't have the hours on it, I think, to confidently put it on the list. As a store, we're also taking customer feedback into account. So sometimes there are IEMs that just get 100% rave reviews. Everyone who comes in to listen to them or demo, everyone who buys one loves them, hardly ever get any returns. And other times there might be one that we liked that doesn't do as well with the customers, and we're taking that into account too. So, without further ado, let's get to our picks for the absolute best IEMs in the world. To start out, I'd like to provide some honorable mentions. IEMs that are really incredible, but whether due to one or two flaws or some other issue, just didn't quite crack our top picks. First off is probably my personal favorite IEM, the Visioneers EXT. It's fast, exciting, with tuning I love, and incredible resolution and detail. There's literally just one thing that keeps it from making it my number one for the whole list, and that's the fit. Well, I found it to provide an almost custom-like fit. Between my colleagues and our customers, I've just talked to too many people who can't even really get a good, comfortable fit with the IEM. And so I felt I couldn't give it top honors on our list if a number of people, though I think not most, but just a good number, aren't able to really enjoy it. Another one is the 64 Audio U18S. Again, this is another IEM that I personally love. It's incredibly technically proficient, and improvement in a lot of ways over the U12T. But I think where they made it a little bit more neutral, a little bit more reference sound to the 18S over the 12T, lost some of that engagement factor and just hasn't been as big a hit and kind of remains in U12T's shadow. The Empire Ears Legend Evo presents a different take on a flagship bass head IEM. Legend Evo gives you unmatched depth and a bass performance with no compromises. And when I say no compromises, I mean it doesn't compromise the detail in the mids, treble, for the sake of the bass, but it also doesn't sacrifice the bass for the sake of preserving that, which makes it a great bass head flagship IEM. And finally, I need to give a shout out to the Kublai Khan. Its technical performance is absolutely mind-blowing. Noble did an amazing job providing a cohesive sound across 4 different driver types: dynamic, bone conduction, balanced armature, and piezo. And it's really a marvel of engineering with a natural, neutral delivery. So now, on to the main event. We have 4 picks that we think represent the absolute pinnacle of what you can get out of an IEM right now. For a balanced, detailed sound that also gives you engagement and musicality with a strong technical performance, U12T is simply the best. While the design is somewhat complex with 12 balanced armature drivers per side, ultimately the sound is pretty simple. It's neutral largely in the mids and the highs. Just a tasteful amount of lift in the bass, somewhat of a harmonesque tuning that gives it that level of engagement and dynamics that just makes this an all-time great. And it's that combination of the technical performance and the engagement that I think has made U12T stand the test of time, as there have been a lot of other flagship level IEMs that have come out. You can see in their lineup where they have the U18S, the Forte, Trio, U18T, and each of those has their own strengths and ways in which they surpass the U12T, but all around, U12T remains one of the best in the world. Noble Sultan gives you more of a fun take on a flagship IEM, with some extra presence in the bass, a little sizzle up top, a little bit pulled back from aspects of the mids. Sultan is a tribrid, mixing dynamic, balanced armature, and electrostatic drivers for a sonic delivery that's both fun and technically excellent. And while there are some IEMs out there with stronger technical performance, Sultan's tuning, combined with this high level of technical performance it has, represents the absolute pinnacle for music in the rock spectrum. Classic rock, metal, grunge, alternative, more modern sort of MacBook rock. Pretty much anything that really focuses on guitar and drums, Sultan captures really well. So that can extend to jazz, funk, a lot of pop music, and other genres. But again, it's that delivery of guitars, drums, and vocals that I think really sets Sultan apart and is going to make it a flagship, really the ultimate experience for people who love those rock type genres. Odin, like Sultan, is a tribrid IEM, uses electrostatic, balanced armature, and dynamic drivers to achieve a balance of technical performance, treble and bass extension, impact, detail, resolution, the whole deal. Again, one of these IEMs that's just a marvel of engineering to begin with. Odin also gives you a more technical sound. The focusing is more on the imaging, on the sound stage, on the resolution. The holographic imaging that Odin provides really is something next level. The combination, the tuning of the EST drivers, electrostatic, and the balanced armature just gives you this very vivid presentation of instruments that's really just second to none. While not losing the engagement or the musicality, Odin gives you that extra sort of galaxy brain look inside the music. And it's just this edge of your seat listening experience that takes every detail, every aspect of the music and just puts it right in front of you, lets you pick it apart, and provides one of the most incredible technical experiences that you can hear, listening to music, even in some ways better than live, in the way that you can take a piece and pick it apart while still enjoying that engagement, that dynamic sound it provides. Visioneer's Phönix is probably the most surprising flagship IEM I've heard. The 18 driver Phönix is warm, lush, and envelops you in this tapestry that weaves together every detail with a perfect blend of separation and cohesion in the sound. It really rewards repeated listens, as well as there's always fresh layers of detail that you can hear on each listen. And then you can kind of go back and just listen to this again, the same songs. And as you pick out each detail, it just makes that whole tapestry that much richer. If Odin is the IEM for kind of listening on the edge of your seat, Phönix is the one for leaning back, relaxing, and just taking it all in. Endgame looks different for everyone. For some, it is going to be the highly technical delivery of an IEM like Odin. For others, more lush sounds of Phönix. Or maybe it's the visceral way that Sultan delivers guitars and drums. Whatever it is that you're looking for, it's not going to necessarily be the IEM with the most drivers or the most kinds of drivers or the one with the highest price tag. It's going to be the one that helps you connect with the music that you love. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll be back soon with more hi-fi personal audio content.